Good afternoon. My name is Brian Haltwanger. I attend Fort Hays State University out of Kansas. This is Module 3, Understanding My Community, Orangeburg-Wilkinson High School. Uh, Orangeburg was founded in 1704 by Indian trader George Sterling. The town was named in honor of William IV, the Prince of Orange. Some of the traditions they have, this will mark the 43rd Annual Festival of Roses. It is always held in the first weekend in May. Another one that they have that's not as well publicized is they have the National Coon Hunt here every year. There are 8 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school in the town of Orangeburg. There is a state-supported 2-year college, a state-supported 4-year university, and 1 private college. 19% of residents did not complete school. 26% completed high school. 19% have a bachelor's degree, and 17% have a graduate degree. Average age is a little bit over 28. This is due to the 3 different universities being in this little small town. 49.6% of all residents are males, 50.4% are females. Um, Most people work in small businesses and plants that live in town. If they live in the county, they more than likely have an agricultural job. The median income for a household was just over $31,000. The population is 75% black, 21% white, 4% other. 98% of the population is American. Um, there's 1 local college radio station by South Carolina State University. The rest of the radio stations come in from Columbia, which is about 40 miles to the west. Um, there's 1 daily newspaper, the Times and Democrat. There are no local TV stations, but cable and satellite is available, and TV stations, the major channels, ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, can be picked up from Columbia, which is about 40 miles to the west. For the community is mostly English spoken. Most of the local news comes from the Times and Democrat. State and national news comes from TV. The state of South Carolina provides textbooks, whether a hard edition or an e-edition. Currently, we do not have e-editions because we don't have the technology available to utilize that. South Carolina is currently following the Common Core, but we're expected to change with the 2015-2016 school year. That's in the State House right now. NAACP is the biggest group by far. The Lions Club also has a sizable club. There's 1 private country club that is all white. There's very little activity in the PTSA at any of the school levels. School board and the superintendent are normally battling out for control of the district. Right now the superintendent has a slight advantage. The mayor is Michael C. Butler, the sheriff is Leroy Ravenel, and the district superintendent is Cynthia Wilson. These are probably the 3 most influential people in the community. They will influence almost 100% of the community in Orangeburg. Teachers have been having more of an influence by attending board meetings, but they still have not reached the level that I would like to see. The mayor and the sheriff are easily accessible. The superintendent, she has a deputy superintendent you must see before you see the superintendent. Superintendent is from Houston, and she does have a network of friends there. If we have a guest speaker, more than likely they are coming from Texas. Miss Wilson, well, now it's Dr. Wilson. She just got her PhD. Dr. Wilson has been able to sway some board members to come to her side. Henry Jenkins was a board member who just got elected on the platform that he would remove Cynthia Wilson. However, he just voted to extend her contract and give her a raise and a bonus. So she has won him over. The main economic impact for the county is agriculture. Normally there will be large tobacco and cotton. There's also plant work. Wages are low and work can be seasonal. Property taxes are low compared to the rest of the state due to the fact that property in Orangeburg is valued well below the state average. That's why we get a lot of retirees coming in now. As with anywhere else, politics and education go hand in hand. No one in the district except district office employees received raises for the last 3 years. Just recently, bus drivers and cafeteria workers were given raises, but custodians and teachers were not. Some people in the district call this the divide and conquer strategy. Uh, Not a whole lot of interracial confrontations at my school, I think, due to the reason that there are so few white students. Um, Gangs are a constant problem, and drugs are a constant problem. A lot of male members and females belong to gangs. If females do not belong to gangs, many of them do belong to cliques. Makes it hard for an outsider student to come in and fit into the culture. Discrimination can be noticed against white teachers in certain circumstances, mostly during disciplinary referrals involving black students. Um, School records are kept confidential. Questionnaires, we have not given out any to my knowledge. The Census Bureau states that the population of Orangeburg is growing, but Orangeburg Wilkinson High School has gone from 1,900 students to 1,300 students in the last 15 years. Um, I think the population is growing due to retirees coming in, but people with children are moving out. Plus, we have a large dropout rate. School board meetings are public, but most major decisions are made in executive session, and those minutes are confidential. There are some power struggles in the district. The superintendent seems to be winning most of them. As an example, 3 years ago, she bought a $3 million software program called Voyager to help increase reading scores in the district. Board members did not want the software purchased, and teachers did not particularly care for the software. Uh, it was later learned that the software was sold to the district by the superintendent's husband, who, rumor has it, he received a percentage of the sale. Um, we've had it for 3 years now, and as far as I know, no teacher has used it for any length of time, and currently no teacher is using it at all. Most of the software and materials sit unused in a warehouse. South Carolina is the buckle of the Bible Belt, as we like to say. The AME Church and the Southern Baptist Church are very prominent in schools. Prayer is allowed in school on certain occasions. At graduation, they have a prayer. Occasionally, before meals, there will be a prayer led by faculty or staff. All holidays are observed except Memorial Day. Not quite sure why we don't observe that one. And the dress code at Orangeburg Wilkinson is pants are worn at the waist, dresses no higher than 2 inches above the knee, no jeggings, no low cut tops, and no headgear. IDs do not need to be worn at OW. ISLLC Standard 1 states that educational leaders' vision is shared and supported by the school community. The dress code has been pretty much approved by the community. Every so often we will get a parent who will complain about the length of a young lady's skirt. Um, they see nothing wrong with it, but if it is more than 2 inches above the knee, they will have to change their skirt. The Democratic Party is the ruling party for the county of Orangeburg. However, the state of South Carolina is a Republican stronghold. Um, in South Carolina, schools that do well are given more money. Schools that don't do as well are given less money. Schools that underachieve are penalized financially. We're about 25 or 30 miles from the corridor of shame, which is a area that runs along I-95 north to south, where the schools just do not get money because their tax base is so low, and it has been in federal court, and this may change here in the near future, but right now they're still being underfunded. Um, this funding has led to some unethical issues with test scores. At Orangeburg Wilkinson, we had students removed from classes that were going to be tested, so they would not be tested, which did increase our test scores, which increased our state report card from an F to a C. However, some people did lose their positions over that standard. Um, ISLLC Standard 5 states that an education leader will act with integrity, fairness, and in an ethical manner. Uh, when they moved these students, they did not act in an ethical manner, and two a principal was demoted, and an assistant principal was demoted, and I assume pay cuts. Their pay was not discussed, but they were also reprimanded, and so Standard 5 was not followed, but they did have repercussions from that. Most people support the school system in an open debate, but very little is done to increase test scores. Um, Most people feel in Orangeburg if the government will give out welfare, things will never change. People will continue to rely on the government and not education. Um, we don't do public opinion surveys because we never get enough back. The only one we've done in the last 5 years was to juniors, and out of roughly 325 junior students that took the survey home, we got less than 75 back. Um, Teachers do talk to parents, and they give us some information, but this information is not organized or used. Um, so each teacher has little tidbits of information that's never organized. This is my community in a nutshell. Um, some things change, some things stay the same. Pretty much in a small community, things stay the same, and a bunch of times it's who you know, not what you know. And we're working to bring our test scores up, but we're going to have to address some of these standards and make sure they are being enforced. Thank you for taking time to listen to this presentation.